Okie dokie, guys. How are you doing? This is video one. I've got my notes here. I hope you have some pen and paper that got the video so you'll be able to go through it a couple of times. I'm excited. I'm moving around. Really excited to get this information to you. We're going to be going over making the Hangout, making the video, the medium that we're using. Of course, we're shooting in the Hangouts. You already know all about connecting your YouTube and getting your Google Plus profile and getting everything set up for your Hangouts on air, which is what we're going to be using. And what I'm doing is I'm shooting with Camtasia, my screen and my face, the whole process, so that we know where we're at and where we can begin. Now guys, I'm going to start right here with my Google Plus profile. Okay, we're going to go over to our home tab right here, go down to Hangouts on Air. I'm going to be blocking some of the information on my screen because, well, it's private. Right here, this is the live Hangouts on Air. These are the people who are on air right now and what they're talking about, so you can see if there's something of interest to you and you can ask questions. You might find a really cool niche that you're involved in or you're part of. There's somebody with authority or somebody who has an audience that you can get connected with. Or they may know something that you don't, and you can click on the stuff, jump in with them if they have it open that way. Or you can get the link to go over to YouTube and just watch it live or record it if they have that set up for you. Let's jump in. I love that newscasters are doing live on air information. It's different than the news. You can probably see some mess ups and stuff. How to avoid holiday stress with Tamara. Hope the names are right. Google Plus awareness via the communities tabs. Energy, English classes, relationships, accounting. Reese is doing Hangout, well, answering questions. Monet's on here with empowered moms. Musicians, I know that sometimes we've got healthcare here. We have Israel, Russia. We've got the U.S. Army's field band. I love the fact that I got a guy in the basement talking about androids. That is incredible. But let's go up here and get this party started. Okay, want to go ahead and click the Start a Hangout on Air. And we're going to be naming our Hangout on Air, and by naming it, title to our video once we get over to YouTube and it's hosted there, if that's where you're going to be hosting it. So your title, and jumping a video ahead right now, only because it's the first step. Once you click the Start a Hangout on Air, first step is your title, keyword rich, and what I like to do is your main keyword. So we got Hangout commissions, our keyword, video one, and then making quick commissions using Google Hangouts. In this box here, this is where you're going to invite people to come along. You can invite your circles. You can invite circles that are already set up, groups that you're part of, but also you can do email addresses. We're not going to be, and a lot of the times when I'm doing an affiliate hangout, I'm not going to invite anybody in, especially if I'm setting things up or I'm doing what a lot of people call the green room, which is all the prep. I'm not going to invite anybody yet, because inside of the Hangout, while we're in the green room, I can invite people there to come in once I have everything prepped for my show. which, you know, you can do. I suggest a half hour before you're going to be recording in case you have any glitches or there's a connection with Google that doesn't match up. So we go ahead and hit the start a Hangout on air. Down at the bottom, there's a new interface here. So down at the bottom, it's firing up the engines, getting everything synced. It tells us we're off air down here, but it also tells us we're off air here. Our controls for adding people, our microphone, our camera, bandwidth, settings, and then we can kill it right there, or we can just X out of the screen. You move the, this is me down here. Yep, see, now it's ready to start the broadcast. Here's our links for our events page, which is the YouTube, which you can send that link out or use that as your backlinking later on. You just want to highlight it and copy it to a text file, Notepad, or Notepad plus, whatever. Your video embed, which is where you would be embedding on WordPress platforms, Blogger, things like that, other websites that you want this file to be, anywhere you can embed a video, that's the embed that you want. You can adjust the size. It automatically starts out at 420, 315. Some people like it differently, but that's your embed code. This I use for backlinking, and just click the link again, it goes away. This tells me how many viewers I have. This down in here will have anybody that I have. That's the reel, the film strip. It'll have the other people if we had other people, if we were doing interviews or group training, Q&A. They'll all show up here. You can have 9 down there. Let's see, and let's go to the notes. Okay. If I was just doing a regular video, and this is weird. It's going to be 2 of me talking the whole time. Idea for you. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's shut off that camera there. And then what you'll see is this screen, which just, you know, you got to get up. If you're on something, you can mute yourself, get up, leave the room. If you're in a group setting or something, or in a meeting, you've got to grab something, or, you know, you want to take a drink. If I was just doing talking head video of me discussing a product, service, anything affiliate, doing a review, talking about bonuses, doing exactly what I'm doing here, I would then just hit the start broadcast and let it go. Then after it's on start broadcast, it has a stop broadcast, stop button, that when I'm finished, I click that. In the background, once that's done, your Hangout is rendering and headed over to YouTube to finish up and do what I call cooking. And then you can go on to the next step with your title descriptions, advanced stuff, annotations, and everything else. You know, custom thumbnails, things of that nature. Okay, we've got three main types of videos that I like to deal with. There's a ton more that you can play with, of course, and the only thing that's limiting you is your imagination. So let's start off with saying a presentation or a PowerPoint presentation. And what I like doing is not using PowerPoint. I'm a Mac guy, but Google Drive integrates right inside of our Hangouts. And it's right over here. And there's a screen share that we will also be using on a another window, which what I will do here is I will turn my camera on and I will show you what I've done. And let's go over here, and I will pull this screen into here so you can see it better. I have an old presentation that I've done before, which is right inside of my Google Drive, which I have popped into its own window, not its own tab, but actually its own window, so that when I do a screen share, it's easier to control. And what you actually do is in the presentation mode, once you have your slides set up and ready to go, and this was brought in by PowerPoint, so I've got to clean it up a little bit, but this is a long time ago. Once you have this set up, and on either another screen if you're running dual screens or just in another window, go ahead and do present with speaker notes. And what that kind of does is it forces it into a full screen, and you end up with a speaker notes and a full screen presentation of your presentation. So what I'm going to do here is set up my windows. Going to lower this bad boy down. Hey, I'm back. I'm going to go to slide share, or screen share, I'm sorry. Okay, we're all caught up. With this, with my speaker notes, I can control my my slides and bounce around, and you will see me moving through the slides. And as I move through the slides, they will change there, just like doing a webinar or a PowerPoint presentation with Camtasia or any other video editor and thing like that. As I click through the next and everything, and again, the formatting's off, and it doesn't matter what the presentation is, but you could do a whole webinar right here. And once you get to the end of your presentation and you come back into, and again, this screen here, I don't have it full screen, but if I did, clicked on the big button, made it full screen, you're right here and you're able to scroll up and down and and control it with no problem. And it looks clean and it looks good, and it makes PowerPoint presentations so easy. And you've got the animations and the annotations and all that stuff, and you can get a little bit more tricky with your controls, but this isn't about the presentation. This is about what types of videos you can do. Now, all I did to get out of the screen share is I just clicked on the screen share button again, and it releases it. So that is running a presentation in a Hangout, which in itself, once you're done with your webinar or your presentation, you just hit the stop broadcast and let it render over at YouTube. Go over there, and once it's available, start doing your editing, and do all the sneaky stuff that we gave you in the bonuses with our resources, backlinking, embeds, views, likes, shares, everything. Put it out on your social media, your backlinks, your YouTube URL, embed the HTML everywhere, and it'll start making this presentation. I don't want to say go viral, because it won't go viral, but it'll start to get its juice flowing to get you to page 1, which is what we all want. And you could do a presentation for a client talking about the services they offer, or maybe a brochure they have together, or maybe they have a PowerPoint that they want to present, and you could do a webinar with them actually doing the presentation if they're familiar with the Google Hangout screen share and the Google Drive presentation tool. Then you just do it as if you were running a webinar with GoToWebinar or anything else. Free tools again, guys. It's free to use and love, and Google loves this stuff. So that's the first video. Second video, actually, because our first video was the talking head, just like we're doing here, and that would be that. So we've got the talking head, we have the presentation, and the other one is kind of, people are worried about audio quality and video quality, which is actually using YouTube to, now you have to give permission each time you want to use a new app that isn't part of your toolbox, which I call your toolbox off to the side. And because I've been dilly-dallying with resources, I might actually have to log out, log back in. I was moving too fast for it, and it did not like that at all. So, giving the YouTube gadget permission to jump on the YouTube, jump onto our Google Plus. We understand there may be copyright issues and things. This is just saying that, YouTube for Hangouts, everyone sees the same video and a playlist if you've created a playlist off to the side. And skipping the videos will affect everyone. So I'm in control of the video, and I can press play, pause, rewind, and things inside of it. Now, while I'm searching for a video, I'm the only one who sees the results of what's being shown. Now, you will see it because you're watching my screen as if you were the host of the Hangout. So we understand this, and what we will do is, I don't want to add a video to a playlist. I want to, where is my search feature? No, I don't want. Now here we go. Now, if I was doing a promotional video, which I'm trying to, Wicked Simple Commissions was a product that I promoted, and there is my video. So I'm going to add it to the playlist.
Running Schwarz, I just wanted to come to you super.
Oof, it's kind of scary. Now I want to get this to right here and full screen. Now what I could do is, wow, I really want to back that up. Maybe I'll just hit play again.
To you super fast. Anthony Aries told me
this is fun. Now again, it's telling the viewers that I'm playing and pausing and everything, so they don't think that they lost bandwidth during playback. Now I could literally, I believe, yeah. Now I am off camera completely, as you see down here. This is me, but I'm off camera. My camera is off, so I'm not on, and I can play a group of these videos, and I can talk over them, but you have to push the green button. But I can talk on them with this video playing in the back, discussing a promotion that's going up. So I could play this video.
He, in an email, of course, sent me an email about
and it's going to lower that audio while it's playing, and I could be saying something to, the fact that Wicked Simple Commissions is a great thing. I would actually go and I would mute it and have the talking on and say, I saw this video, it was about this, I thought it was interesting, and I think that you'll have a great time finding out more information about this product. So go ahead and click the link below and check it out for yourself. And I'll also have a link to the video that we're watching so that you can check out that video yourself. And go ahead, the links are down below. So pause that video. Wow, these things are just pausing at like the most inopportune time. Shoo, man. Pause this again. So I've got, just so you guys can keep track, I've got Camtasia running, I have a Hangout on Air going, and I'm watching a video inside of the Hangout on Air, all except for Camtasia being recorded on YouTube if I had started the broadcast. Okay, so let's get out of our YouTube plugin. Bring me here. Hi guys. I'm actually going to close out. See, you can close it out here, which is the hang up. You can close it out by Xing out. I do want to end the broadcast. It's just making sure that I didn't accidentally click something. Thank you for letting me know. It would be over in my YouTube channel, which is over here, which you guys can see. This is a video that I recorded earlier for the Facebook group portion. And let's clean up this desktop a little bit so you guys know. So we've done a talking head. We did a presentation, and we did a video inside of a Hangout. The only thing we didn't talk about were interviews. And interviews are very simple to do. All you have to do is, and let's start another one. And, hey, see? Right back in. It's going to ask us to name it, so I would say Hangout Commissions interview with, and we'll use my buddy Anthony Aries. And I told you, keyword it out. Let's see, what would be a good one? Guru interviews for quick cash. See, that sounds awesome. And if and I would put him in, and if we are friends, he'll be in a circle. I put him in here, and Anthony Bourdain. See, we could invite Anthony to come over. But I'll just click this and I'll show you the other way of, once we're set up, we've got our title, we have our interview questions. show notes. Um, I actually will do this little thing, and I'm going to tell you Google the exact thing that I Googled was my Google search was famous television interview questions. If you are having a hard time coming up with initial questions or interview questions, um, I really like. If you're going to do an interview and it's going to be about the product, I also like to interview the subject, the product creator, the launch manager, whoever. And I really like to find out who they are, how they got involved, what's their sense about the way, let's say, for instance, internet marketing, how the market is, the buyers, the things like that. So there's more than just tell me about your product. They have no idea where it is. You've got to feed them questions. You've got to give them something to work with. It always helps if you've reviewed the product or at least the sales page and things, and you know some stuff and research them a little bit and into things that they've done. It always helps. So I did famous television interview questions, and I just went to digest.editthispage.com. It was the first result, and then the second result is 25 bizarre interview questions. You got questions: the red herring, Bernard Pivot, Hot Wired, South by Southwest, panelist questions, and you've got other ones. And what's your favorite word? What's your least favorite word? That's Bernard. I said pivot. I said pivot. And the guy from Screen Guild. I love those questions. I mean, I like the one, if heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates? Me, personally, I hope I get a high five and he tells me, we've been waiting for you. But let's not get too spiritual about things. So you do your interview prep beforehand. You've set up a time that somebody's available, and you come back onto your Hangout screen, and right here at the top, it's got the little dude with the plus. Click on that. Now you can add people to the call, your circles, your email. You can make it public so that everybody sees it. You have to be careful with that. The people that you send out the notification that you're going on air are going to be in your interview with you. Sometimes they don't like to, and sometimes if you're public, some not so scrupulous people show up and try to barrage your Hangout. And yes, they hide from their camera, and they just do things that are annoying and can sabotage your complete outcome. But if I was doing an interview with Anthony, because that's what we named it, Anthony would be here with me, and we could go back and forth and just talk. If you look at a case study that we did, it was Anthony Aries and Mark Ross for URL Shotgun. We actually did 2 interviews, which was for their launch for URL Shotgun, both about an hour long. And we're just vibing off each other, and they've had something like 1,500 views between the two of them, really well, and people have watched. The majority of people have watched 85% of the whole hour, and made a lot of money off of the links that were in the description. And I really thank Anthony and Mark for their time. And when somebody does an interview like that, I also try to do a Hangout talking head, thanking them and I make it private or unpublished, and send them a link and just say, hey, it's me, Frank Schwartz, and I really appreciate you sitting down with me. If you ever need me to do something for you, let me know. I'd be more than happy to. A little bit used to doing interviews and things like that because I was part of a show online that was very successful, and we had a huge following and a lot of income from it. And it's just something you get used to it. So doing exactly what I'm doing now, which is being in a Hangout on air, but not being live, is a great way for you guys to practice and practice with the controls for your screen share for your presentation. Add the YouTube app to your Hangout, which is you click on these three dots, it opens. You click Add App, and any type of app that's available that's stable is right here, and you can add them to your your toolbox. So you've got SlideShare, that if you've got stuff on SlideShare, you can get in there and do that. You can look at other SlideShares. This is stuff that you can play a strategy game with people on Hangouts. Listen to music together. You can remote desktop, so you can help somebody with their with any issues they may be having, which is great for demonstrating like a virus removal software, how-to, which then links to a promotion or an affiliate offer on downloading their own virus software that you get paid for promoting, and now you've got some money rolling in that way. Again, guys, this is about getting commissions from affiliate offers or making money using Hangouts as your medium of choice or your media of choice. I'm not sure. My wife would be yelling at me right now because I just used a word that I'm not sure was contextually proper at this particular moment. But listen, I have rambled plenty long enough on this one. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you watching. Go back, look over. Again, talking head, interviews, presentations, and video inside of a video with your own voiceover. And that's just scratching the tip of the iceberg, guys. You can do collective Q&As and things that have, a grill the creator type deal, grill a business owner, and rank those videos, and that'll get people talking. Quick idea for you: talk to the head chef of a restaurant local in your area, and then have the manager pay you for ranking that video. And when people are looking for a restaurant, they're going to see your Hangout talking with the chef of a great restaurant. Hopefully it's a great restaurant. And they will either call for a reservation or go in and, ooh, man, I better get on top of that. I got to make some phone calls, guys. I'm going to use this phone, and I'm going to call on this phone. And listen, you have a great time. I'm Frank Schwartz. Earn money, guys. Thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it. I know this one was a little bit long, but we covered a lot of things, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks, and stay tuned.